Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again to cut through all that noise, sift through the sources, and really pull out the insights you need. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of scent, specifically one particular fragrance, Stronger with You cologne. It makes a pretty bold claim, right? The source material calls it a cologne that speaks confidence. So our mission today is to figure out, well, does it? We're digging into these excerpts titled Stronger with You, Scent of Confidence and Magnetism, to see what's really going on. Okay, let's unpack this. When you first look at how Stronger with You is described, what's the immediate feeling, the core promise they're putting out there?
Yeah, okay. So right from the start, it's not just presented as a smell, it's more like an experience. The descriptions use words like warm embrace, and pure magnetism sounds quite intense.
Pure magnetism. Okay.
Exactly. And it's not subtle. The source says it speaks boldly. The whole idea seems to be wrapping you in this scent that's both seductive and comforting at the same time.
Seductive and comforting. That's an interesting mix.
It is. A tricky balance to promise right off the bat.
And that balance, I guess it all comes down to the ingredients, the actual smell, right? Since we're talking scent, let's get into the specifics. What are the notes? What's the overall profile here?
Absolutely. To get that magnetic thing, it's classed as a warm, spicy gourmand with depth and elegance.
Gourmand. So like edible notes, sweet stuff.
Exactly. Think food-like, sweet, maybe comforting smells. But the sources stress it's not just like dessert in a bottle. It's got more going on.
Yeah.
So we break down the notes. The top notes, the first thing you smell, are cardamom, pink pepper, and violet leaf. That's like the initial spice, the attention grabber.
Okay, spicy start.
Yeah. Then it settles into the heart note, which is sage. That brings in this aromatic, almost herbal freshness, kind of bridges the gap.
Yeah, that links the top and bottom.
Precisely. And then the base notes, this is where the real warmth comes in. That's chestnut and vanilla.
Ah, chestnut and vanilla. That sounds like the core of it.
It really is. What's fascinating here, the source calls that chestnut-vanilla combination the star. It's described as sweet, nutty, and addictive. Even, like you said, like dessert for the senses.
But how does it avoid being too sweet? You said it's balanced.
That's the clever part. That aromatic spice and herbal freshness, the cardamom, pepper, sage we mentioned, they cut through the sweetness. They stop it from being, cloying.
Okay, so the spice keeps it sophisticated.
Exactly. It elevates it, makes it wearable, and not just like you spilled a sugary drink on yourself. That's key for that confidence angle, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just sweet isn't necessarily confident. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. If it speaks boldly, when should you actually use it? Where does it fit? What do the sources say about the best times, the versatility?
Right, and the sources are pretty clear. This isn't your wear it anywhere, anytime fragrance, which isn't necessarily a downside, just specific. It really comes alive in cooler weather. Fall and winter, that's when it shines.
Why's that?
Well, those main notes, the chestnut and vanilla, they sort of bloom in the cold air. The source says they bloom beautifully. The warmth projects better without being, overwhelming like it might be in the heat.
Okay, so seasonal. What about time of day or occasion?
Definitely leans towards evenings. Date nights are mentioned a lot. It's described as romantic, cozy, and perfect for close encounters.
Cozy, close encounters. Sounds intimate.
Yeah, it implies it's meant to be discovered up close, not smelled from 50 feet away. And definitely for special occasions too, dinner parties, a night out. It's positioned as something that makes a statement.
So what's it not good for then?
Hot summer days are a no-go, according to the sources. And probably not the best choice for a really minimalist, buttoned-up office environment.
Right.
It reinforces that specific vibe. The versatility rating definitely points towards cooler seasons in romantic settings.
Okay, so maybe not for the 9-to-5 grind, but definitely for making an impression after hours. Got it. So let's connect the dots. What does this mean for the person wearing it? How do other people react? The sources call it a certified compliment magnet. What makes it so appealing?
Yeah, that compliment magnet line is strong. If we look at the feedback, especially the feedback from women mentioned in the sources, it's quite revealing. They use words like warm, sexy, and comforting. Pretty consistent theme there.
Warm, sexy, comforting. That's quite the trifecta.
Right, and there's some direct quotes. One person said, "It smells like a man who knows what he wants and gets it."
Wow, okay, bold.
Very.
Yeah.
And another added, "It's the kind of scent that makes you want to lean in closer," which ties back to that close encounters idea.
So what's the magic formula there? Is it just the sweetness?
It seems to be that balance again. The sweetness from the vanilla and chestnut, that's definitely alluring. It draws people in. But, and this is crucial, the spice, the cardamom, the pink pepper, keeps it masculine. It adds intrigue. It stops it being just sweet.
So it's approachable, but still has that edge.
Exactly. That's what pushes it into that man who knows what he wants zone, apparently. It's approachable, but confident. Hence, the compliments seem to follow.
Huh. Okay, so it's practically doing the flirting for you. That really hammers home the confidence angle. But beyond the smell and the magnet effect,
Yeah.
how does it actually perform day to day or night to night? What about staying power, sillage? That 9-10 rating is high.
It is very high. And it seems justified based on the descriptions. The sources mention 10-plus hours of wear.
10 hours plus. That's serious longevity.
It really is. And it apparently has strong projection, especially for the first few hours. Projection being, how far the scent travels from you, so it makes its presence known.
Okay, so people will notice it. What about the scent trail, the sillage?
Yes, sillage is mentioned too. It leaves a noticeable scent trail. The source even says it's perfect for making an entrance.
Or maybe leaving a memorable exit?
Huh? Could be. Yeah. Point is, it doesn't just vanish. It lingers. And who does it appeal to? Well, the sources claim it's universally loved, especially by women.
Universally loved is a big claim.
It is, but
Right.
that's the language used. The takeaway seems to be wear it for the right occasion, and it's unforgettable.
Good to know. And for anyone listening who's thinking, okay, I'm intrigued, or maybe just wants to generally up their fragrance game, the sources do mention where you can find this. It says Stronger With You is available at Oak Fragrance, apparently at affordable prices. Plus, they suggest checking out their socials via Linktree for tips, drops, and scent education. So resources are out there if you want to explore more.
Yeah, definitely. And to kind of wrap up the core message from these sources, it really comes across that Stronger With You is more than just, a nice smell. It's framed as a mood, like an intentional feeling you project.
A mood. How so?
It's described as the scent of someone who is confident, definitely romantic, and unapologetically bold. It's designed to be noticed and remembered.
That's a powerful idea, isn't it? Thinking about scent as projecting a specific mood or intention makes you think about all the choices we make and how we present ourselves.
Absolutely. It's about crafting that overall impression.
Well, perhaps the best way to sum it up is with the source's own confident closing line. Spray it on and let the compliments roll in.